Hey YouTube. Well, we did a range video with it and a kind of a follow-up video with it, but not really like a full-on tabletop review that I like to have on my channel now. This is the Walther PPK in 22. So the PPK S. So it's a little bit slimmer from what I understand. So let's go ahead and open it up here. We got the pistol, the box out of the way. Make sure it's unloaded. Okay, so let's take a look at this pistol. Alright, so the Walther PPK in 22. I bought this gun because I do own a Walther PPK or a PP model, but it's in 32. So when I heard and saw this thing in 22, I just had to have it. It's really, you know, to be able to shoot one of these things and not think you're paying 25 or 30 bucks or a box of 50 rounds to shoot either 380 or 32. Mine is a 32 caliber, but so to be able to go and pick up a whole brick of 500 rounds and be able to have fun with this thing is definitely something that was attractive to me. Cosmetically, the gun is pretty nice. The flats are pretty nice and polished. It's kind of a scratch finish, and then the rounded areas here is kind of more of a matte, maybe a sandblasted look. The grip and everything, it feels real nice in my hand. I tell you, it really does. You know, I can get all 3 fingers on there. I have a smaller hand, so, and then even with the magazine here, with the extra, it really fits nice. I like that a lot. The sights are, you know, they're nothing to write home about, but then again, it's a, you know, pretty basic Walther PPK sights. And then of course you got the decocking operation here. Hammer back, drop it, pop it off safety and everything. So this one indeed is made in Germany. You can see there. And on the other side it does say Walther Arms, Fort Smith, Arkansas, I believe. So I think they're moving a manufacturing plant down there or something. So I think they're going to be starting to make them down there. So a couple of things I wanted to point out that I didn't like or bothered me about the Walthers imported by Smith & Wesson. We'll go ahead and talk about that. The thing that bothered me about those is, for some reason, this part right here, the I guess what it would be like a beaver tail, some of theirs came out really long and oversized. There's like a 1911 beaver tail almost, and I didn't understand what was the point of that. I mean, I understand the point of the beaver tail to, you know, get you from the slide bite and hammer bite, but it just looked kind of odd on the gun. It didn't. The gun is, you know, inherently the PPK is very slick. I think it's a very sexy gun. It photographs really nice, and so if you're also a James Bond fan, I mean, come on. I mean, his pistol, the PPK, is also like a star of the show. So, but for some reason, I don't know what it is about those imported ones from Smith & Wesson that have that extension here. I don't know if that's just the way they're made. If I was gonna buy one, I definitely, in 380 or something, I definitely am not gonna want. That's just a big turn off for me. If that's the way they are, then I don't want one. If you look back at the old Bond films, and I mean, obviously you look at this one, this is the way it should look, not with that extension on there. Let me go ahead and grab my the older one here. Reach over here. So this is my this is an older one. I'm gonna check that. This is a model PP. So this is the first Walther I bought, and this one indeed is made in West Germany. You can see there all the markings on it. This is an older. This is one of the first pistols I bought back when I was living in Colorado. I think I bought this out of a shop called Gunsport. and I really like this gun. This is it's got a tapered barrel look compared to the PP here. So anyway, get back to the 1 in 22. So a couple of things I found out, you know, a couple of negatives. As far as and it's not really just the gun, it's 22 in general. Anytime you buy a 22 pistol, you just gotta go with it. This is just what's gonna happen. It does not like, you know, it's really picky with ammo. I notice, at least it was with me, you know, your basic Winchester stuff, you know, I was running into quite a few failure to eject, a couple of stovepipes, and, you know, sometimes it would shoot, kick out the shell and not even recycle and put into battery another round, and you would just pretty much get a click, you know, check to see what happened, and nothing in chamber. So those are the hiccups I found with it, and it happened quite often in the beginning. I just couldn't even strip off a 10-round mag without having a few of these hiccups occur. However, I did notice that by feeding Remington Golden Bullet, I did feed a lot better, more reliable, and I didn't have any jams, if any, none at all. So later I found out a little thing, and now it's up to your discretion to use this or not, or method. Now I strongly suggest, if you're going to do this, only do a certain amount that you know you're going to shoot on the range that day, and do it at the range. I found that take a small handful of the rounds that you're going to be going through, maybe 100 rounds or 50 rounds or whatever, and set them on the table or cardboard or whatever, and spray some silicone on it, a dry silicone that will spray on and dry instantly, and just lubricate the bullets, the actual, you know, 22 rounds you're going to be firing. Now I noticed that slicks it up enough, and I had better results doing that with this pistol. So of course, you know, if you're a 22 shooter and everything, you know, you already know about the Ruger pistols and how much pretty much those are just the best out there. But you know, if you're like me and you want this for that nostalgic coolness, and you want to be James Bond, you know, and be able to shoot and not have to think of, you know, man, I just blew $30 just for shooting a box of 380 or 32 ACP. I don't know how it is in other places, but out here, even down at Sports Authority, you know, a box of 32 is almost $30. That's just for 50 rounds, and so that's the reason I don't shoot the other gun. But I did get a lot of use out of this. I shoot it a lot. I like it. I don't regret buying this at all. This is a really cool gun. I almost thought about buying 2 of them. So for those of you that don't know about the Walthers, because I've had this question in the shop, is when the slide is back and it's locked in because of the magazine, either your last round or whatnot, people get confused because there's no slide release. You know, that's your magazine release here. That drops the mag. You can see that. But there's no slide release, and they sit there and well, what happened? What, you know, is this thing broke? Or that's because Walthers have an internal slide stop, and so there is no actual manual button on the outside. So the way to do it is you drop your magazine and just grab the slide and pull it back, and it resets. That goes the same for the old one too. So I have the magazine in. You're out of ammo. Nothing there. You know, just the mag release. So I go ahead and show you. Drop the magazine. And it goes forward. So I noticed that in the shop I work at, that was something that came up a lot. So, and then to take it down is pretty simple. I always make sure, because I don't like putting my hand in front of that muzzle, but in this case you almost have to. But you'll notice the trigger guard kind of pulls down here, so it's a little awkward to do it on camera, but you pull this out and then pull back on the slide, and it lifts up and it'll just slide right out. And the slide, you'll notice on this the 22 model is quite light. It's pretty nice, and that, you know, it's because it's the 22. You got the spring here, and then your barrel is fixed. It's fixed to the frame, so the barrel doesn't come out for everybody used to Glocks and whatnot, you know, where they can have access to the barrel. Well, in this case, you don't. It's pretty much fixed there. The other thing to note, and I noticed that it is a reoccurring thing with all the Walther stuff that's like a 22 version of the bigger caliber, even down to their AR-15, that Colt M4 AR-15 that's licensed by Colt, made by Walther, that's a 22, and even their MMPs, and I think their MMPs are the same way, and I know for sure the P22 is the same way. If you notice, the barrel here, and it gives you a wrench in the box, I just don't have it. This can unscrew, and when you do it, if you look carefully in there, you'll see a separation between this lug and the barrel itself. That's because the barrel itself is just a small tube. It really is. This size here is a shroud. It's over that. So the barrel itself, you can see the smaller diameter in there. That's it. That's the barrel. So it's actually thin. And at first I just didn't get that. I'm like, why would they do that? But there again, that tells you that's why these guns are only, $300-400 bucks. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I paid for, but they're very inexpensive. That's how they get away with doing a lot of that stuff. And the same goes for that Colt AR M4 and 22. If you look at that carefully, you undo the flash hider and everything, it's a pencil thin, that's it. It's like basically a long tube inside there, a little metal tube. Now this gun's held up and I've had no problems with it. I've had it for quite some time now, so I'm not really complaining, but just something to think about. That's something that you might, I didn't, most people don't notice that. I did right away when I undid that, because I was wondering why they did this. Why is it threaded? That's just how the barrel operation works. This is a shroud. So sorry, I didn't mean to point the gun at the camera, but I just wanted to get you a look at that. But I think that's important to know about if you're looking for one of these, or you're gonna buy one. Again, with all my tabletop reviews, I want to try to include everything and information that I would like to see if I was gonna, upon purchasing this gun or whatnot. But like I said, I don't regret it. It's a great little gun. It shoots fine and it's pretty accurate. And so not much more to say about it. It's got that slimmer type of grip. The other thing is a mistake that I made here is that on Brownells, if you're trying to buy standard Walther PPS grips for this thing, they will not work. Let me go ahead and I'll show you why. Okay, so here's the reason why your standard grips are not going to work with this gun. I'll go ahead and drive this out here. Okay. Look at that. Okay. It's a solid frame in there. So if you give you a better comparison here at the old one here. I haven't popped this off for a while, so who knows what we'll find under there. Is that a little rust? Rub right off. Frog glue works good. So anyway, you can see the cutout. And there isn't a cutout in that one. So your standard grips for these are made, that's what holds it on. That's what holds it in place. You can see that is this liner or rim that goes right around it, and it fits into the outer area of this. So in the case of the 22, it barely has one, but see, the problem is you have this giant ridge right here. You see how it bumps up there? And that is filling the in-between here. Now most of your grips, at least the grips I ordered, were just basic wood grips. This part right here was solid wood. It was just they just dropped it down with the tool, and beveled it out, and then this whole part was one solid piece that rised. And I believe that's probably the same for most grips, if you're going to buy wood especially. So like for instance, see that? These are not going to fit on there. Okay, because these are made differently. And so I found that out the hard way and wasted 30 bucks on some grips, but I can use them for something else. But I did find that out. So if you own, or you're gonna buy one of these, or you own one of these, and you're thinking about replacing the wood grips, you might want to think about that, because I couldn't get it to work, and that's what you got going on here. So okay, so well, that's a wrap on this gun, and don't want to make this video too long, but I did want to do some details on certain things about it, cosmetically and operation wise, and from what I experienced on the range. So that's a wrap on it. The Walther PPK S in caliber 22 long rifle. Again, you know, I did get the made in Germany model. I don't know if they're going to start changing those over and start making them down in Fort Smith here, but you know, again, you know, that's what was told to me, was that's they're doing some kind of operation down there. So anyway, I will take this back out to the range and show you guys another range video. I know the first one's kind of horrible, but I'll try to get it out there. But there you go, quick tabletop review. I don't know if it was quick, but hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll be doing some more in the channel, and it is October, so we'll get to blowing up some zombies or something. All right, thanks for watching.